It wasn't the wind that destroyed Kenneth Johnson's home.
It gives me an opportunity to reflect back to kind of figure out how close things, how disastrous things could have been.
A massive tree came crashing through his roof.
That tree brought this whole house down.
On Tuesday, an EF2 tornado tore through the Beachland Beach neighborhood of Prospect.
I was sitting on that couch.
Alarm sounded on Johnson's phone. He barely made it to his basement steps when everything came crashing down.
And debris from the ceiling began to hit me in the head. I got a little minor scar right there on my darn head, and that's the only injury that I've got.
If Johnson stayed on his couch, he likely wouldn't be here today.
I would have had that tree in my lap. Yep. Yeah, it would have been in my lap.
Johnson was okay, but the fallen tree had him trapped in his basement. It just so happens his neighbor has a backhoe and busted him out.
The door was totally trapped by debris and stuff. They would have never got him out. Plus the tree was sitting on top of it all. This was the only exit for him.
It took 2 days to remove the tree. On the third day, the 79-year-old can finally take stock of what's left. Furniture, jewelry, and this memory, Johnson's freshman yearbook from 1960.
And there is Kenneth Johnson. 16 years old, I believe. And that was my wife.
Johnson's wife passed away 3 years ago, but in the wake of this disaster,
wow,
he's surrounded by kind hearts.
I'm being uplifted so much because of all the extended opportunities people are giving me to survive this tragedy that I had here.
You could say a few feet made a world of difference when a tornado hit Kenneth Johnson's home.
Must have been his hand that guided me down in them steps.
He'll tell you he's here today by the grace of what's above. In Louisville, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News.
Was that a fish?
Carolyn Gwines wades through floodwater to her childhood home where her brother lives.
He moved everything he could upstairs and in the loft in the garage. And then he got a U-Haul, of course, and moved furniture and things like that.
The Ohio has overtaken dozens of homes, normally several hundred feet from the bank.
There's houses that are built up 8 feet above, their first floor is nothing but garage and stuff, and it's been going up above that.
The street department had to borrow barricades from other towns because by Tuesday they ran out.
Then we're going down Main Street and put more barricades down there at the other end.
For those evacuated,
I'm wet.
They wait.
My girlfriend and my son's staying at my daughter's, and I've been staying in the van over by the house, kind of watching my stuff.
As the hours pass, more residents are in the same boat.
We're estimated between 75 and 100 homes that people that have water in them that are most people are out of.
I'm slow going.
And knowing the Ohio, it'll take its time going down. In West Point, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News.
And Jonathan, you talked directly with some homeowners impacted by the severe weather event.
Absolutely, Mario, and this is a crucial moment for those affected by the storm here in London and elsewhere. The first hours and first days following a storm where they are moving as fast as they can to salvage anything left and do that before there's any chance of weather moving in and causing problems. So it really is a race against time. The first few days after a storm is a different kind of hectic.
We're looking at a disaster is what we're looking at.
Stanley Hensley hasn't had much time to think about how close to death he came.
In the bathroom, master bedroom. We come out through that hole right there.
Hensley and his wife huddled in the bathtub as a tornado destroyed every home along Saddle Road. His neighbor kicked through the wall and pulled him out after the storm passed.
Everybody was screaming to help each other. And it was so fast, so quick, there was nothing to think about.
At the end of the street,
Left my house to come here to this basement.
Andy Johnson rushed his family to his grandfather's house before the storm hit.
Was in this area and then we jumped in here.
Everything on the first floor was blown away.
I mean, that's what saved them because her whole backside of the basement is ripped out.
Most of Katie Nelson's family lives in this neighborhood, and 3 of those 4 homes are damaged.
It's devastating. Like, I grew up here. This is my home. I mean, we walked this neighborhood. I mean, all the neighbor kids used to play together. All of these homes. I mean, we used to be in and out of all through my childhood. So it's devastating.
Yeah, there's some water in there.
I'll take a water tip.
Absolutely. In a matter of seconds, their neighborhood was taken.
God has blessed us beyond blessing, and my life relies on God.
Yet, their resolve to help one another stands firm. Mario, we just met Stanley in that story. His house is just over my right shoulder. He and his wife, they do not have a basement, so they took shelter in their bathroom. The tornado hit. The bathroom is the only part of the house that has 4 walls left around it. Every other part of the home is gone. Had they not taken shelter in the bathroom, they may not be here today.
And Stanley told you it was a blessing for sure, as his words, and that is indeed what it is, a life spared out of all this destruction damage behind us. We appreciate your coverage, Jonathan.
Thank you, Mario.
And of course, we've got much more coverage.
In London, the work begins at dawn. And with no end in sight, Kelly Kidd
Got it.
owns a local dance studio and brought a team to sift through debris.
We park the car and we walk, and when we find people, we say, what can we help you do? You getting that?
On Monday, it's searching for family keepsakes, photos and valuables, needles and haystacks.
That's going to be embedded in the ground, I'm afraid.
What else can you do when your neighborhood has been torn to pieces?
We were at another couple's home, and they actually passed, unfortunately, and we were able to find some of his veteran pins and things from the war. And so that was really special, and their daughter was thrilled.
It's the same across the street.
But it may be someone's items that they want, so we have to be respectful of that.
Lynn Hostetter's home was spared, which is why he's here and brought help.
The damage is just totally unbelievable. So like there's a house here we're working on, cleaning up from, there's nothing left.
But the homeowners survived.
This was my sister's home right up here. They did emergency treatment and first aid and sutures and x-rays and so forth. And so they were at church yesterday.
Today,
can we all get around and say a prayer before we start?
Church is going door to door.
We ask that you can protect all these people that are here, protect them from harm and injury. I ask that you can be with us and multiply our hands.
In London, the road to recovery will be long, but no one will travel alone. Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News. It's during the coldest months of the year
that you see them through these trying cold times.
You'll find Bill Level
Wayside, anybody home?
out in the elements. He's searching for Kentuckians who live on the street.
Would you like some coffee? And okay.
Level volunteers for Wayside Christian Mission, making rounds like this during the winter months. Wayside operates the largest low-barrier shelter in Louisville.
Hang in there, my friend.
Level encourages people to seek shelter whenever possible.
What we would like for more of them to do, if they so choose, would be to go in the low-barrier shelter within Wayside Christian Mission. It's here on Jefferson Street. But, really a very small percentage of people do that.
They go for the coffee.
Hot coffee and sandwiches are handed out regardless.
Is there anything I can pray for you about?
And Level is always willing to pray.
He knows that he'll have everlasting eternal life in heaven.
He's noticed something too. It's been nearly 6 months since the statewide camping ban went into effect, and Level says the city's large encampments are all but gone.
Well, John, we think this is the last camp that was in downtown Louisville. We were here last week and it was here, but you can see they cleared a lot of it out. But
Level doesn't know if that means there are fewer homeless in Louisville, but perhaps more spread out.
You can't pray for me, but everything is going all right.
So you want some coffee and water or something?
I lost my house about 10 years ago.
This man says he stays mostly to himself and avoids overnight shelters.
Oh, you can find shelter space when you want to come in, but it's up to the person to come in. And most people around this time of era, they don't want to come in.
Steve Jackson does stay in shelters at night and sees the same thing Level does. Smaller groups of people in more places across the city.
We're taught where we go to church and everything and read the Bible that we are supposed to be the hands and feet of the Lord here on earth. And so that's what a lot of us do attempt to do. And probably a poor job of it, but...
So at the end of the day,
okay, loading up a second time.
It means Level and his fellow volunteers choose to cover more ground.
Did I give you the keys or leave them in here?
Because there are still people in need.
Anybody there?
Even if they are harder to find. In Louisville, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News. Once they get going,
we started this Monday. We've been doing this all week.
You have to shout to be heard, as better than a dozen shovels, picks, and spades chip away at stubborn ice.
That's what love is all about, being in service to others.
Milton Hampton, with the Another Way program, is digging out older Kentuckians stranded in their homes.
It's worthwhile to be able to give to somebody else, being in service to other people.
People like Juanita Kugel.
I've been here for 45 years, so.
Who is excited to leave her house for the first time since January 5th.
Yes, going to the grocery and the beauty shop.
Many in Goodwill's Another Way program are either experiencing homelessness or transitioning out of it. Participating members are paid and gain experience working on a team.
Goodwill, it gave me an opportunity for change, and this is part of it.
The same is true for Tracy Ward.
Helping the community, through Goodwill, that's really amazing. And just to be here in the city from Mississippi, doing work for the city, it really means a lot to me.
Certainly, for homeowners, the feeling is mutual.
Yes, I thought they'd all fallen from heaven. I thought they were my angels.
This means a lot. In Louisville, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News. Everything Melissa Frazier owns is in her front yard. While water is being pumped out the back.
Our heart is in there.
Frazier says flooding this bad here has never happened before.
Can't do nothing but cry. I don't know how I'm going to get it back together. I don't have flood insurance. It got too high when they started building up everything and I couldn't afford it no more.
The damage is widespread.
You have to hope that whatever is on the other side of this is better than what you had.
Volunteers with the nonprofit aid organization Reach Out Worldwide are working as fast as they can to muck out Frazier's home and more than 90 others damaged in the Boston area.
We have so many that my biggest concern is we won't be able to put them back in their homes. The possibility of them being condemned is a very real reality.
And days after the rolling fork started to recede, there are still homes they can't reach or enter.
And that may be the river's fault, but the homes are holding the water, so they are told not to enter the homes until we can get a sump pump.
With each passing day, the loss suffered becomes more clear.
I know God will make a way. I have strong faith in God, and I know God's going to pull us through, but right now it's just devastating watching it all come apart.
Frazier says, send prayers and send help.
In Boston, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News.
In the woods.
If there is such a thing as a favorite part of cancer treatment,
Lose Uncle Walter for good.
for Jillian Hollis, it would be this.
No, I usually bring this one.
Of this life has gone, I'll fly away like a bird from his crazy lonely nest. I'll fly away.
Music therapy comes standard at Norton Cancer Institute, St. Matthews.
For at least I can run. They just died in the sun.
That's what board-certified music therapist Kennedy McCollum provides, orchestrating sessions like this.
We just play music, whatever pops into our heads, and we laugh so much, and then we sing some more, and then we laugh some more.
Powered by acoustic guitars, Hollis sings during her chemo treatments. Earlier this year, she was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a rare cancer that develops in the lymphatic system.
I developed this odd dry cough, and it only happened like on humid days, and if I hadn't been singing a lot, it might not have bothered me enough. Closer to Fine, Indigo Girls, Dimming of the Day, Bonnie Raitt's version.
As a patient, Hollis brings a certain vibrato to these jam sessions. She is a professional opera singer.
I was free. I actually love that because I love saying, I'm an opera singer, and everybody goes, what? Wow.
Hollis has graced stages across the country, but her diagnosis put her touring career on hold. While not knowing if she'd ever sing professionally again.
This is an entirely new experience for me, being a patient in the hospital and then coming here for these treatments and stuff. And like, you know, people who've had cancer usually haven't had cancer before. Like, you don't know how it's gonna go, you don't know what it's gonna feel, you don't know what your journey is gonna be.
Hollis began chemotherapy 6 months ago.
Actually, my least favorite thing are the two meds that they just gave me, which are the anti-nausea meds and the one that tastes like expired Flintstones.
I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains.
Music therapy accompanied each infusion. McCollum helped Hollis learn to embrace and practice music in a way she never had.
Getting chemo is like such an uncomfortable experience for your body, but then singing is something that your body enjoys, so it kind of balances it.
As the joy of singing returned, her strength did too.
Patients like Jillian and music therapy visits like we have just remind me why I chose to do this with my life, and it really is what like keeps pushing me and keeps me going on the difficult days. So I'm just really grateful.
And hopefully the most difficult days are behind Hollis as she completes her 12th and final treatment.
With Kennedy here, I got to remember that music wasn't just my job. You know, music's like my life and part of who I am, and also just a fun thing. Like, oh yeah, it's fun.
Sì, sì, ci voglio andare.
Even the saddest of songs can be the most cathartic and performed in the happiest of moments. In Louisville, Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News.